Let's just see. So I wanted to talk a bit about why doing it yourself is the only way. I was having a conversation with a friend about what it is that creates intrinsic drive. So just to clarify, what I mean by intrinsic drive is that you know your why. You've got this strong self-motivation, self-belief, this drive to achieve a goal or to succeed in some kind of way, to move forward towards something. And that, this is everywhere at the moment. If you look at organizations, I was at an NLP convention the other day, and we were talking about how within an organization that it's really important to have a coaching culture, because this is where you can really individualize and personalize the journey, the effort, the reason, the why for an individual member of the team. So yes, you want to all operate as a team, but you want to be unified and united in the goal. So my belief is that the power of coaching and everything that comes with it is that, once you know why you're really going to do something, and you create that imagery, you create that visualization of what it looks like, what it will feel like to achieve that, what it means to you to get there, like that's where you get the fire burning inside. And everybody can fuel the fire for you by reminding you what that means for you and reminding you, what's at stake. But like, if it's what's at stake for a big multinational company, what do you care? If it's at stake for the rest of the family, but you still get to be used, abused, taken for granted and feeling like shit, what do you care? Yeah, you love them. Yeah, you want them to do well, but what about me? And as much as we love to be selfless or anything like that, we like being generous, we like being giving. And those are obviously great attributes to have. But in order to do that, you need to know what's in it for you. It's just a fact of life. It's not selfish. It's so that you can serve in a sustainable way. It's so that you can really give it your all, genuinely give it your all. You try and beat a mule to the top of the hill, you might get there, but the mule is so much more exhausted because it was under duress. And it's very much the same when we have that battle with our mind, when we're having a separate conversation internally, going, I hate this, this is shit. And it's the same old shit again. Everyone gets to win and I get nothing. I'm just this useful tool within the family to move forward. And I want to tell you that you have the power within yourself to change that. And by taking responsibility and ownership of that power, you get to love yourself so much more, and you get to love your family so much more, and you get to be so much more happy in the organization that you work for, because then what's in it for me, you get to go and make that discovery yourself. And if anybody is working with a team or anything like that, and you kind of think, you've got somebody who's really going against the flow and really making this hard and really making this an uphill struggle, listen in, because this is where you can get an idea of somebody else's model of the world and help them find their inner fire. So just to set the scene about me a little bit, so it's my belief, and I'm not the only one here, that you learn by doing. And once you overcome an obstacle or achieve a goal or satisfy an ambition, like as happy as everybody else is for you, your loved ones are happy for you, and the only one really who benefits from the most from that achievement, that acquisition of what you had the vision of going for, the only one who really benefits is you. And because you get to keep the strongest point of reference, which is like when someone said, oh my God, do you remember when we climbed that hill? Oh yeah, and my ankle was really hurting. And I was really proud of myself that I overcame it. And I managed to be, come on, you can do this. It's just a short journey. Like that internal struggle, that's really personal. That's yours. And knowing that you overcame it, you won't forget that. And it's Tony Robbins that says this, but there's loads of people that will tell you this, is that yes, the goal is sort of, it's the peg in the future that you were aiming towards, but it's who you become getting there. You make this self-discovery of who you are, and we are all in a state of evolution. We're all progressing in one way or another. There's no way that who I am today is who I was when I turned 30. I cried my eyes out on my 30th birthday, but I did also have a blinding night out. But who I was then, I look at who I am now, and we are worlds apart. There's no way that I sometimes think, there's no way that was me, because it seriously predates my personal development journey in seriousness. So it's knowing this as you achieve the goal that keeps you going, and it tells you in no uncertain terms that you have a certain ability. So let's go back. I mean, this can be, you can find an analogy or a metaphor for this in everywhere you look. Let's start with babies. Okay, my son, bless him, 7.5 months old, and I know that when he starts trying to pull himself up and start walking, I'm going to encourage him. But at the moment, he's watching us quite happily, getting up, strolling about, doing all kinds of things. He's still flat on his back or his front half the time, right? He's not even rolling. So if he had this ability of sort of conscious thought and aim and ambition, but he looks at us, he looks at me drink my cup of coffee. Mummy's holding that herself, and he's got his little two-handled thing. So he knows now that he can reach for things. He can grab a little bit of toast and he can put it in his mouth. And he's learnt that by doing. If I keep feeding him and going, here you are, darling, I'll pick that up for you, darling, I'll do this for you, darling, right? Then he's just going to stand there, sit there in his little high chair with his hands in the air. It's all right, mummy will do it, right? So he'll never actually have the reference point that he can retain this knowledge. He has a capability. Move that forward, him getting up and walking around, right? Once he's come up and down, once he's boshed his head a few times and all that kind of stuff, he's going to get it. And eventually then it becomes automatic. He will then know when he's a bit older that he can just put his hands down, stand up, whoosh, and off he goes. And then he'll start running. Tying shoelaces. If there's a 10-year-old out there who, for no other reason other than it's being done for them, can't tie their shoelace, you need to have a word, okay? Because there is a certain amount of de-skilling going on, okay? Because then when somebody makes a certain achievement, what else could I do? I'm very conscious and very aware of my belief systems. This is how I look at my world. This is how I create my reality around me. And I think about what's my belief in this particular situation. We talk about limiting beliefs, and there are limiting beliefs, but then there are also helpful beliefs. So, for example, fire is hot, knives are going to cut you. Yes, they're facts, but they're also beliefs that we had earlier that we took into our world to shape our reality. So we exist within a construct that has come from our beliefs, our belief system, what we believe to be true. You can change this if you want to sort of, what do you believe is possible? Now, I say the version of me that when I was 30, if she knew who I was today, no way. No way. No way is who I am today a coach, a mentor, a mummy, a homeowner, all of these kinds of responsible things that I've brought into my life, constantly brought into my life. 30-year-old version of me, nah. She was freewheeling, uncommitted, traveling around the world, bumming about, not a lot of money in the bank, but it just kept coming, just enough, short-term goals, instant gratification, very different than me. And very much a victim of my environment, a victim of circumstance. It wasn't my fault that I couldn't commit to something. It wasn't my fault that I wasn't going to knuckle down and try and make a career. It wasn't my fault. It's who I am. This belief system is the most powerless that you'll ever feel. if you feel that you are victim of or at the mercy of some kind of external which makes your life the way that it is, we need to talk. And I will do a little bit more on beliefs a bit later on, but beliefs are the absolute cornerstone of my work in progress. I am a constant work in progress, and I shall continue to be for the rest of my days. I don't intend that come to an end. I don't have an end to the level of the work that I'm putting into me. I'm up leveling it, investing in different ways, off to Tony Robbins Day actually, which very, 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 very excited about. But this is the thing. So my reality is now shaped around the belief that I can do more. I am worth investing in. I am a business owner. 30-year-olds going, right. And these transformations, these changes, they came from me doing it. So if somebody gave me, so let's say, for example, the business gets to a certain level of success, and then someone goes, how did you get there? I wish I could have that. And let's say, for example, it's somebody who knew me, like the old version of me. Elaine is coaching and successfully. No. If she can do it, I can do it. Roger Bannister in the 4-Minute Mile. Great reference there. And it starts to increase scope of possibility. But what told you before you knew that somebody else could do it, that you couldn't do it? So it's in your belief system. But the way to sustain the effort long term, to ensure that you can commit to something for the long haul, the drive has to be in. So some of the things that I talked about there, sort of looking at somebody else's business and going, I wish I had that. Why don't I have that? We're similar, we're the same. What's she got that I haven't got? If there is an aim then to be more successful, to meet or beat that person, it's very important to pay attention to where that drive is coming from. If that drive is to beat them and to show the world that you're better than your competitor, that will only get you so far. There's a great story somewhere about, I can't remember who was saying it now, but they had a meeting with Microsoft and they had a meeting with Google, and one was just beating the other, whereas the other one had clear ambition. It didn't matter what the competition was doing. Their core ambition was absolute top of the range, here and now innovation, really long-term planning. So think about where your drive is coming from. So if you're looking to beat an external situation so that outside you can look better, that will only get you past them, just past them. But then, because if you've used that to leverage yourself up and to give yourself the fuel to get so far, you will then run out of fuel, because what was fueling you is now behind. So then you would have to look for a new competitor. And so you'd always be looking outside of you to see what is shaping your drive. Put that fuel inside you. Make yourself the competition. How can I be a version of myself? What do I look like when I am making it all happen? I'm the decision maker that's creating the innovation, that's creating new ideas, that's creating the new leads, which is growing my environment, my business, my relationships, my world. How can I create expansion? The imagery is internal, the drive is internal, and therefore it's more sustainable, because it will evolve within you. Because you will keep having that check-in of, well, if I can do that, what else can I do? The world of possibility is just the biggest fascination for me. And it's something that I spend a lot of time thinking about, and how we access that part of our mindset that's problem solving, that's solutions based, and it's all going to come within. And this is the joy and the beauty of coaching, is that I get to work with people where they really search within, and they feel the answers. They feel what's right. And when we're coaching, you're then creating a habit of looking within and finding the resource, which is the most powerful thing that you can do, because when you finish a session with me, they're still you. The most powerful resource that you will ever have in your life. The most powerful asset that you own is you. So I would like to, I don't think I even introduced myself. I'm Elaine Grace. Recalibrate to Great is the name of my coaching business. I'll get to that in a minute. I take people from places of pain and feeling they're powerless in their world to being the absolute master of their reality. And my clients, they take control of their life. They hold the controls, of the vehicle, and they steer it in exact direction that they want to go, whether it's in their relationships, career, love life, their parenting goals, travel goals, freedom goals, whatever it happens to be. And I would like to invite you to follow the link, get on a breakthrough call with me, and let's see what's going on for you. It could be the case that everything's hunky-dory and, we just have a lovely chat and you can carry on with your life knowing that you are on the right path, and all your ducks are in a row and everything's great. And then you can skip off into the sunset. How amazing would that be to have that verification, if that's something that you would like to have? Maybe sort of check in, see if you're on the right path with the decisions that you've made and with the aim of creating positive change. Perhaps I know something you haven't heard of before. And this is the thing, within the self-development world, as far as I'm concerned, because of the algorithms that I set within my life and within where my filter is and where my focus is, I see a world full of possibility and opportunity for resources out there to help you. But if you're early on in your journey, you might not have had that extent of exploration. So, here's the deal. So this stuff fills me up. And this is where I get to feel like I'm on top of the world. And when I have people who know what they want, and they're ready to set the coordinates, and they want to use me as a guide to help navigate stormy weather, like you may be a complete newbie, no idea what you want, no idea where to turn for help, no idea what you need to do next, then see this as an answer to the pleas for help that you've been sending out to help you make those changes. And I mean that. And if you've watched this video all the way to this point, you're looking for one thing, and that's answers. The breakthrough call is free. Your time can only be wasted if you learn nothing, and that is impossible. Because if we connect and I'm not the right coach for you, guess what? You know that. So you're narrowing down your search. But ask yourself this: what if I am? What if within that breakthrough call an aha moment comes in that can literally turn your life on its heel? It happened to me, right? And I will gladly give you that story of exactly what happened to me that made me go, literally, holy shit, I've been looking at this all wrong. And understanding and like completely changing my view of the world in which I existed, the life in which I was creating for myself, the way in which I was interacting with my environment, my relationships, my friends, my career, everything, and the changes that I made to be who I am today and where I am today, with some of the most fulfilling, fabulous things I never, ever, ever thought would come to me. So do ask yourself this, what if I am a connection that you could make that could really turn this around? And what if I have the tools, the training, the resources? I've immersed myself in this for many, many years. And I can help you sculpt the life that you've always dreamt of. And you might be telling yourself that it isn't. It isn't for you. It's all right for some, but it's not all right for you. You're not worthy. You're not smart enough. You're not sexy enough. You don't know enough people. You don't have enough confidence. You don't have a plan. Like whatever it is, we always find a way to find it easier to play small, and that's because negativity takes less effort than positivity, which is why you need someone to help you stoke that fire within you to keep the heat on, to keep heading towards your goals, and not just enough to stay a safe distance away from your pain, that you stay stuck. If you don't want to stay stuck, if you don't want to be suffering anymore, if you know there has to be a better way, but panic because it seems so far and so scary, or maybe even lonely, like I was put here in front of you for you. Use me, call me, let me help you get what you want and live the life that was always meant for you. So I'm Elaine Grace. My business is called Recalibrate to Great because my core belief is that we all come into this world with our greatness already installed, and that as we move through life, we get pushed and pulled and dented and knocked and bashed down and move sideways, and we lose our path and we lose our sense of self, our true self. And if you come with me, we can set the recalibration process up, and you can start to feel more you, more confident, more directed, more authentic, whatever it means to you. Only you know what you want, and I really can help you get there. And I really do hope that you reach out, and I really hope that this message receives you like you receive this, just at the right time, to reach out and use that free call. I'm Elaine Grace. Have a great day, and hope to see you on the next one.